Welcome back, everyone. This is Prophet of the Constitution. Today we are continuing our Subsidy Troops playthrough in Master of Command. Last time we left off on day 128 out of 155. We've completed our objectives. We're prepared to check out this town. And that is what we're going to be doing in this episode today, is preparing for Act 3. I do need to upgrade the 1st Hanoverian Artillery. No, we just did that. Fantastic. Alright. And we've customized some more of our units. I'll go ahead and show some of that off later, probably. We're going to check out this town of Otterndorf. Alright, let's see what they got. Decent swords. Quartermaster's garbage. Now in the town square, they've got excellent Bibles. We need those. Fire damage reduction. Definitely important. Definitely something we want to add because our subsidy troops bonus is minus 40%. Bibles make that minus 50%. And earthworks, definitely essential. Gonna be getting that. I will be selling some of these things here as well to make up for the cost. Fantastic. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and sell these as well. Normally I try to hold on a few of these for free units and things for events. Not necessary now. We almost have a full roster. We can't take on many more units to begin with. Alright. Gonna sell that. Wonderful. Let's see here. Alright, go back and equip these. Let's see, which troops do not have any cover? These guys have entrenching tools with no cover. We're going to give them cover. And let's see, who doesn't have Bibles? That would be absolutely unacceptable. We need as much fire damage resistance as possible. Well, they don't either, so we're going to give it to them as well. Fantastic. Alright. Let us continue. Don't know about burning the town. I want to use my time to try to find other... like this. A fort. We're going to the fort. Let's see what we can do, boys. Let's see if we can get a doctrine. Ooh, heavy fortress. Yikes. I don't know if we have the ammo for that. That might be a problem. That might be a big problem. I don't really want to pass it up. But I guess we're going to have to buy some ammo at Otterndorf just to be certain we're going to have enough. I don't like buying ammo because of its large expense. But sometimes you've got to. We'll force march it back here. Enemy army is coming to attack us. Fantastic. This will expend 5 days. Fantastic. Alright. Redoubts are manned. I'm not going to do a frontal assault. That'd be foolish. Bombard or surround with entrenchments. I do not like spending 5 days a pop. We're going to bombard. And we capture the redoubts. Fantastic. Alright, fort encircled. Sappers. Sappers. Bombardment with guns. Or bombardment to breach. Unlikely. Moderate. Unlikely. Moderate. Let's see. Tolers or ammo. We're going to try to breach. And the walls of breach. Fantastic. And now, you remember earlier, I don't know if you all remember, but I was saving some of the grenade items. This is why. Because here you have several items. Moderate, likely, taking days. Nah. Seize the covert way with grenades. We lose a little bit of attrition, but likely chance the fort is taken. And lose a grenade item. And the fort is captured. Get some items. They're not the best. They're alright. This is why we wanted the fort. This is fantastic. So we can kind of negate our malice of a reservist cost if we want. We can increase command radius. Or double the effectiveness of foraging. We're going to double the effectiveness of foraging. I believe. Yes. Alright, now we're going to do battle with this army here. They want battle, we'll give it to them. Alright, what do they have? German Fusiliers, Voluntaries Fusiliers, Voluntaries Grenadiers, Chasseurs, Irish Grenadiers and Fusiliers, and some artillery and cavalry. Alright, this ain't anything we can't handle. We'll definitely be able to defeat this army. Just a matter of how much ammo we'll expend doing it. Gotta see what the terrain looks like here. Hopefully we'll have a good deal of cover to place our men in. Let's see. Alright, we've got this hill here. We got this corner. There's a hill over here. A little bit of terrain over here. A lot of open ground here. We could attempt to rush the river and push our men over the river and hold it. I think I'm going to try that. Alright. Take them off bayonets, please. Thank you. No longer need you all playing around with bayonets. We're fine without at the moment. Alright, boss. We're going to put you here. And I'm going to change that audio once again. That audio has been irritating me, trying to cover me up. I do apologize for last episode. I do know that some of the resolution was cut off and some of the audio was off. Unfortunately, I had to get a new computer for recording and did not want to keep my recording software settings, and that was a whole pain in the butt. Thankfully, I've fixed most of the issues, so we should not have that as a problem for much longer. Alright. Let's get everyone set up over here. We are going to keep the cavalry out here so they can do their thing. Fantastic. Alright. Who are you? What are you doing? Grenadiers. You're supposed to be with your brethren. Alright. Let's see here. Gonna try to get everybody to line up at the bridge. This will be even more essential when I play further into the update. I actually held the version back so that way I can continue this campaign. But with the update, it makes rivers a lot more dangerous to just cross willy-nilly. The rivers now will drain the stamina of your troops, not just slow them and make them easy targets. If your stamina gets drained, your unit is worth crap in battle. Definitely not something that you want to have happen basically ever if you can help it. Alright. Oh, crap. I did forget to move the guns forward. That's alright. We'll remedy that right now. Fantastic. Alright, everybody across. I know some of them aren't crossing ideally at the bridges, but it'll be alright. We'll get across. Everything will be kosherized here shortly. Get the artillery towards this hill. Don't know if they'll get there in time. May have to unlimber them before that. That's fine. Whichever way is fine. Alright, move up. General can move up now as well. Their artillery is already advancing on my position. Gonna be very, very glad for the update for that as well. It's very, very silly for them to be sending artillery straight ahead. I could take advantage of it with light troops or cavalry. I'm not really hip on that, however. I do love light troops. I know some people are probably wondering, why does he have no light troops in his army? Well, I guess in part I wanted to challenge myself a little bit, but also in part I used them a little too much, to be honest. And I wanted to see what it was like to use more line troops instead. So that's my reason why. Perhaps not satisfactory, but yeah, that's the reason for the season. No, it's not. Alright, let us continue. Cavalry is coming up the flank, as they always do. Wonderful. The artillery is beginning to fire on my lines. We're going to spread the men out. No need to get them shelled to death. Oh my. Wow. Almost suffered 100 casualties there already. That's not fun. I'm going to have to draw them back a little more, even though they're reserve troops, but like the AI is deciding that they are perfect for pummeling with artillery. Not exciting for me. Not very exciting. Wow. Enemy artillery is doing a number on us at the moment. It's not fantastic. We'll be alright. It's just not fantastic. It's what some may call suboptimal. Alright, 7, okay. The Grenadiers are going to cover this flank. We'll be alright over here. Bring the cav up. Their infantry are on the advance. Shouldn't be long now. Alright, we're going to get these guys set up and begin firing. Now they do have chasseurs. We got to watch those chasseurs. They don't take much damage from infantry, and they stop aiming at them. And artillery will do piss all against the chasseurs. You do not want your artillery fighting against light troops. It never goes well. The general is ahead of the line. We should remedy that very quickly. Fantastic. Already firing on the enemy. Got the Irish over here. We're going to send a regiment over to reinforce that flank in the event that the Grenadiers get funny ideas. We're not interested in enemy Grenadiers getting funny ideas. Alright. We are opening fire. Shelling the Irish Grenadiers. Fantastic. Alright. Our cavalry is approaching. Their artillery is beginning to fire at the cavalry instead of our infantry. Now their chasseurs have taken a lot of damage, in part because our Hanoverian musketeers here have Jaeger rifles and are able to shoot them from an extreme distance. It's quite wondrous, actually. It's just brilliant. Alright. Let's see, both of you need to unlimber now that you're here. Yikes, they are doing a much better job of protecting their guns with their infantry this time. Order all the artillery to fire at the French dragoons. Alright. Fantastic. Taking some damage. Gonna get out of there. Come on. Finish your charge. There we go. Alright, we're gonna back off from that. That was not going as well as we'd hoped. Grenadiers, prepare for the assault. You're gonna take on the German Grenadiers. Gonna line them up so they can take a volley and attract the attention of the enemy fusiliers. Alright, we have them routing pretty good right now, which is wonderful. Quite good, yes. Ordering them to charge. Now, what kind of weapons do these guys have? Neustadt, so we're already in range of them. So they're preparing to shoot my troops that are charging. That is suboptimal. And you are shooting at the defeated enemy units. Not what I want you to be doing. Or you. Fantastic idea there, shooting at dudes that are already defeated. That's not great. Alright. Start moving back. You ran the enemy off. That's wonderful. You couldn't even hit the enemy, so reform. Alright. I'm going to keep our cav away. I don't need to be losing any cavalry at this point in the battles. Open fire. Stop shooting dead units. Alright. German Fusiliers are opening fire. They will soon be broken by our Grenadiers. They had the hill, but they were no match. And we do have to watch their cavalry, because they could end up trying to charge our Grenadiers. That would be suboptimal. You're shooting a dead unit again. Alright. I would be very, 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 very pleased. Extremely pleased. Ecstatic even. When that is fixed. So that my units do not shoot dead units. Not too hip on all that. Not too hip on that at all. Alright, ordering them to hold fire. The enemy cavalry is approaching. They will be engaging us. As to when, that's anybody's guess, I suppose. Reform yourselves so you can offer fire on the enemy cavalry with your fellows. Open fire. Open fire. Fantastic. Alright. Prepare yourselves for a melee. Open fire. This should run them off. Wonderful. Alright, they're braced. They're ready. That's great. Alright. Get our cavalry some more experience over here. And yep, Grenadiers ran off the enemy. Wonderful. Fan-freaking-tastic. Alright. Cavalry's going in to get some kills. Shattered the enemy unit. I think it's pretty well done, so we're going to charge these guys here. Try to get as many kills as we can. Wonderful. Wonderful. I really don't want the guns to keep firing. I don't need more ammo problems. In fact, we should order our entire line to cease fire, considering that they are likely shooting at units that have already shattered. Let's not do that. Not sure why it didn't take there, but that's alright. That's alright, we'll get it. Alright, charge these guys. Fantastic. Nearly 1,000 kills for the cavalry. It's good, because that's what we need. Need them to get many, many kills. Alright. They're exhausted, it's okay. And charge. Alright, let's see what they can do. Fantastic. Wonderful. Alright. I'm going to bring them down here to attack these guys. Sitting around 1,400 kills. Alright, rapidly climbing. Hopefully they'll get to close to a 2,000. We'll see here, I suppose. Alright. Fantastic. Alright, we'll be happy with that. Let's see. We'll move our Grenadiers up to take care of this unit if they don't break before they get there. They may very well break before we even make it there. We'll see. That is a distinct possibility. Alright. They most definitely will break upon first impact. And they are charging. and they're trying to form line to fire, and they break. Fantastic. Not a bad battle there, not by any means. All right. Wonderful. How many casualties? Take 1,400 maybe? Oh, wow. That's fantastic. All right. Sounds good. We do need reservists, but we also need ammo. Think we're going to get the reservists this time. May be cutting it close to ammo, though. We'll have to keep a close eye on that. Alright, plenty of level ups. Wonderful. And yeah, ammo is down to 47 in the reserve stockpiles. You can take a better bayonet here. You can do a better bayonet here. Alright. Cavalry. Get a little bit of protection. Alright, cool. We'll open this up and give that to them. Fantastic. Who needs picks? Which troops? These troops. Well, no, they have the elite accuracy. Alright, I guess they don't need pips. Or picks. Pips, oh my goodness. English people, English. Alright. Let's head on down. We got a fort. Wonderful. Took out an enemy army. Also wonderful. Ah, Schmerverdigen. Schneverdigen. There we go. My pronunciation is very off today. Alright. Tampion's excellent. That's good, but I like having the picks. I like having picks. We need limber chests. For our artillery, especially. Definitely need some of that. Alright, confirm that. Fantastic. Town square. Sell some of that. Alright. And we're going to buy some ammo. We have some money. I don't like spending it on ammo, but it's getting low enough that we probably should. Fantastic. Alright. Level these cav up. Alright. The only problem is you fire every 23 seconds. You need an ammo bin. You are eating through the ammo. Eating it. Fantastic. Alright, some of these guys still have worn bayonets. That's not great. I did not realize we were so lacking in that department. Alright. Gonna fix that real quick. Alright, so we have an army down here we've got to get. We have like 12 days. I was gonna potentially burn the town, but we need to get that army. See what else, what other items and such we can get. Events or... fleeing army. We'll need that. Alright, we'll go ahead and take these guys out right quick. Trushers, voluntaries, grenadiers, voluntaries, fusiliers, more grenadiers. Alright, this is another small force for the enemy. Gonna go ahead and deal with these guys. Send them back to France with their tails tucked between their legs. Oh, yes. Alright. Very nice terrain. Very nice terrain. I like it. I do like it a lot. Fantastic. Put our elites here in reserve. Put our grenadiers here for the moment. Artillery is going to be here. They're going to move up on this hill. The commander will be right here. These are our troops that need some more veterancy. Get our cavalry over here together. Gonna have them on the left flank. Fantastic. All right. There we go. Maybe I want the artillery here. Much closer to the front. Yeah, we're going to do that. We are going to do that. Fantastic. I shouldn't put you in line yet. I should put you in column. Move the grenadiers behind. Alright, fantastic. We are all ready to go. Alright. It's not a huge battle, nor is it hugely important per se. The only way it's hugely important is not taking massive casualties on a small battle like this. That would be very bad. That would be catastrophically bad for us. So we will go ahead and just not do that. Alright. Form the line here. Make best use of the woods as we possibly can. There we go. I can see the lines now. Alright. Gonna wait on our veterans just to see how the line forms up. Artillery is approaching. Our cavalry is approaching. Alright. Fantastic. Let's see. Suppose I'll put them on the flank here. Move them up for the other position. These guys are in reserve. These guys are in reserve. And these guys are going to be in reserve. Moving the grenadiers up in the event we need to engage in melee combat. Fantastic. Everything is proceeding exactly as I have foreseen. Alright, they're opening fire on our first battalion over here. Artillery is in position. We will unlimber and we will fire at their cavalry to make our job easier with our cavalry. Fantastic. Alright, our line is set. We're opening fire. Cavalry will be on the approach. Their infantry lines are coming after us. That's great. It's wonderful. Alright. We are doing a number on our grenadiers here on this flank already. Similar situation with these grenadiers. Wonderful. Our own cavalry are preparing to advance. And just like previous, they're moving infantry up already to deal with the cavalry. Very interesting. Alright, we took care of them. Fantastic. We're breaking them apart on the line. Just what we were wanting. Okay, why do you still have your bayonets on, Hanoverians? Alright. It's alright, I suppose. Opening fire on them. Yeah, Grenadiers, you're gonna go take care of that problem. Joshers need to die. They need to die, and they need to die really hard. Looks like they'll get a volley in on her. Well, not really a volley. Lights don't really do volleys. But anyway. Cav will move over here. Keep them away from the enemy infantry as much as possible. Alright, they're getting ready to charge my Grenadiers. Spread out, Grenadiers. Do not fire yet. Hold your fire, Grenadiers. Fire, Grenadiers. Fantastic. Receive the enemy charge. And break the enemy. Wonderful. Alright, let's see. Get a shot in on our guys. No, fantastic. Still chasing us like monkeys. Alright. We're approaching the enemy. We're going to tell those guys to fire on the guns. Move the rest of the cab over here. These boys are going to go and slaughter that unit. Fantastic. Shattered. Wonderful. Life Grenadier Guards are doing very, very well. Life Grenadier Guards are about to have a lot of fun with these Fusiliers. And they broke. They were done. They were done with that very quickly. Fantastic. Very pleased with the Life Grenadier Guards. Alright. Cool. We're going to go ahead and get ammo again this time. We have enough reservists to cover that and pad it. We do need more ammo, however. Now that we have a full army and very good artillery, our ammo expenditure is climbing very, very rapidly. Which is a bit of a problem. Just a little bit of a problem, right? Just something. Yeah, we're going to give these horses to these guys. And give them some horses as well. Alright, fantastic. Our cavalry's been upgraded. We're going to go get this fort here real quick, guys. Yeah, we got 10 days left. We're going to get this fort. See what we can do. Try to get another doctrine out of it. Prisoner exchange. Alright. Fortress, such strength situation. Attempt on it is fruitless. Maybe for we can exchange a bunch of reservists we don't have for a line infantry. Or for an officer. Yeah, that's not going to happen even if we did have the reservists. We need our reservists. And we don't really need more line infantry. So we're going to haul up the big guns. Start a siege. Alright. Mass bombardment with all guns. Let's do it. Walls are breached. Fantastic. Alright, we're going to do it with grenades. Fort captured. 4 weapons. New doctrines. Fantastic. We got some good Potsdams and socket bayonets. That's wonderful. Alright. Okay, guys. This is an obvious one. This is easy. Recruitment costs for officers. That's alright. Salary reductions, recruitment costs. That's okay, but we already have a full army. Forced conscription, on the other hand, decreases our morale somewhat, but prisoner conscription effectiveness goes up by 60%. That means, that means that the conscription that we do after a battle goes up by 60%. We get that many more reservists. We're definitely doing that. That was a magnificent find. That was necessary. Let's check out what Hoya has. Definitely not buying food here. I hate to. We might need to buy a few reservists. I know it's expensive. Let's see, stables. What do they got? They got excellent breastplates, great coats, entrenching tools. We're purchasing those. Excellent coffee. Purchasing that. Powder house. They have a limber chest. Excellent. We're gonna get that. Go ahead and sell some of this other crap we don't need. Alright. Let's see. Do we want the breastplates? Yeah, we do. We want them. Alright. Let's outfit some units. We got good Potsdams, so let's look for somebody that doesn't have good Potsdams. Potsdam muskets. Delft. Yeah, they have a standard. Okay. Give some of our line units some better bayonets. See, who needs a great coat? Multiple grenadiers need great coats. Alright. You don't have entrenching tools, but you do have cover. Alright. Let's see. You have a standard limber box, a large standard one, and you have an excellent. Okay, yep, you're getting the excellent. Alright. And you're getting the large one. Fantastic. Now, who needs excellent coffee rations? What do we got? Yikes, that's not very good. Okay, yeah, you can use that. Breastplates for the cavalry. Only problem is it reduces speed, but we'll figure that out. Sell those items. Wonderful. Alright. Debating burning this, but I don't want to miss out on this army. So we're just going to go south. Force march it. Head on down to the army. Alright, guys. Entrenched army. 2 French field artilleries. French fusiliers. Voluntaries, hussars, and dragoons. Multiple French and German fusiliers with some royal recruits. 3 Irish fusiliers and 1 Irish grenadiers. More enemy artillery. Total of 4 batteries. More French veterans. Alright. We're going to call it for this episode. Next episode, we're going to begin with the Battle of Hoya. We're going to take on this entrenched army and get ourselves a doctrine. And preferably, lose as few troops and expend as little ammo as we possibly can. We may be relying on the grenadiers heavily for this one. Either way, thank you all for joining me. This has been Subsidy Troops Campaign with Prophet of the Constitution. God bless.